kids.
You don't have to sit directly in front of me, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
All right.
Good.
You're gonna be.
Don't worry about it. I'll just take a single shot.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get the roll call certification form approved?
Yes, in attendance today, we have Steve Burke, Nathaniel Monks, Jim Carter, Margie Cassia, Karen Gilmartin, Matt Barger, and Pat Ketke. So we have a certified quorum for the meeting to proceed.
Okay, this meeting is now called to order. Welcome to the June meeting of the Pelican Marsh Foundation Board of Directors. Time for us to approve the prior meeting minutes. May I have a motion?
I have just a question about this. Oops. I was wondering if how people felt about or makes sense to include how many Zoom members we had when we have these meetings now that we do it on Zoom. Because I feel like we never know who's looking in, how many. I mean, we can look out here and see that we have 3 people participating. But do we have 3 people on Zoom? Do we have more people? I just would like to know.
We have 7 online now viewing the meeting.
Okay, maybe I can just ask.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't stay for the whole, time. That's the other side.
That's true, yeah, but I would just like to know how many are on Zoom. I think it'd be helpful to us to know how many people are looking in.
You know,
Listening. That's all.
may I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And the minutes are approved. President's report. So this month, we've had a lot of action between the meetings. We've approved new scoreboards for our bocce friends, which is big for them. And our security cameras are up on pickleball and looking at the future construction site for our restaurant. And I think those are online now, Paul, is that correct?
Correct, they're up and running.
Okay, very good. As far as the restaurant project goes, the application process is ongoing. So we have fulfilled all of our obligations. We have signed our contract with the contractor, DeAngelis Diamond, and their responsibilities and our responsibilities as far as the county is concerned are complete. The application is complete and it is in process. So we are waiting for the county to make a decision to approve our construction permit. As soon as that happens, we'll start construction. We're hopeful that will happen next month, but it's unclear from the county exactly how long that's going to take. A word about landscaping. We've been talking a lot in the month between the meetings about the landscape situation at the foundation campus. And the board believes that it is important for us to have a better landscape picture than we do now when our new restaurant opens early next year. And to that end, we have been thinking and talking about how to improve the landscape situation. And there are a number of possible ways forward here. We have a couple of plans we're currently reviewing and thinking about, but the undeniable fact is that we need to get started and removing some of the broken pottery and cleaning up some of the stones that have clay residue on them, and just generally cleaning up the area, some trimming, some elimination of bushes, that kind of thing. And so we're going to be moving forward with this in phases over the next year. But we thought it was important that the community know that we are aware of the fact that the landscape is suboptimal at this point, and we do not want that to be the case when we open this wonderful new food and beverage service early next year. So we're going to be working on that. We are continuing the review of the governing documents of the foundation, and that is a process that will culminate this summer with the attorney reviewing all of the proposed updates and continue to work on that in that regard. All board members now have the same manual, which contains all of the governing documents as well as treasurer reports and other necessary stuff for their consideration of board issues. So we're happy to say that we now have a uniform document pool across the board for the board members to consult when deliberating issues. We are continuing to redefine the board liaison roles. These are the liaisons to committees. The idea being that we're looking for the liaisons to take an active role with regard to the committees that with which they serve. And so we're working on these updated roles now, and should have a report on that, I would imagine, by the next meeting. And that's what I have for you this month. So without further ado, we'll move on to the treasurer's report. Jerry?
Okay, fine. I've got good news as usual here.
Hold on, Jerry, let me put it up on the screen.
Next page. Okay, revenues and expenses, excluding the activity center, continue to be better than budget at this point. Fitness profitability continues to be below budget with prior impacts resulting from the COVID and the low class participation, which I think is going to stay that way, obviously, through the summer months, and hopefully come fall and the new season starting, we'll be much better off. Our court sports, believe it or not, profitability is running above budget. Resale fees remain extremely strong with 109 net fees received versus 41 for the month, but we've exceeded the annual budget, which was 100. We have, I think, 22 stoppals or pending sales to go. Capital fund consequently has $828,965 in it. You can see this report, okay, in its total on the website. Next page. Our breakdown, okay, from revenues, as you can see where we are, this is just a 5-month picture. We're doing reasonably well considering everything. Our total revenues, 503 versus the budget of 493 is more than adequate for everything we're going through with the scenario of the COVID, this time of the year, et cetera. Salaries and expenses, we're just a little below the budget by about 10 grand. And again, that reflects what services we are providing with the staff necessary. The activity centers, the surplus that we have, if you add them all together between the activity centers, bulk cable, et cetera, we're $6,665 below, which again is a good number versus the $13,000 that was projected. Next page. Fitness revenues. We're looking at 125 versus 194 that we budgeted, and you know why we don't have that mark met. Expenses were 129, obviously less than the 170 budgeted. So it leaves us in a shortfall basically of about 3 grand. Court sports, doing a little bit better. We're at revenue of 16.8 versus what we budgeted for at 13.1. Expenses, believe it or not, even with the increase of activity, is below what we had budgeted for by about almost $9,000 plus. Social is flat. You know, our social activities have been hampered by the COVID, the ability to get people together. So if you take a look at overall center activity, we're down 69 budgeted to 55, which is only $14,000 for a year that's been under adverse financial conditions and participation. The next page is simply the status of where we are with the resale fees, where the money has gone. We got 109 net sales. The month was budgeted for 41. Our total net, resale fees were 486.5. The breakdown of how the money would be distributed is into operating, replacement, and capital funds accordingly in their appropriate percentages of 45, 30, and 25. And the matching numbers are equal. transfer of capital, we do still have some $4,000 fees being collected because those contracts were written in 2020. So there's a difference. They don't pick up until the first of the year, 2021. And that's all I have.
Jerry, did you say we have 22 in the pipeline?
That's what it reads. That's what we heard, I guess, at the executive.
Great.
Closer to 30 now.
Thank you, Jerry. Now,
Paul, what was that?
It's been an update since the last report to jury. At 22 is now closer to 30.
Okay.
That's great
Good
news.
news, we got- Keep moving them out.
it's a sunny day at Pelican Marsh. So the treasurer's report, thank you very much, Sherry. Now the foundation manager's report, Paul.
Okay, so with summer now in full swing, you know that the rains are here. We're now gearing up to accomplish many of our routine maintenance projects we do over the summer. Some include future carpet and floor cleaning, touch-up painting around the community center, and some pressure washing around the community center. In addition to these routine projects, obviously, will be the construction of our new facility for the new food and beverage service. As Steve mentioned earlier, we hope to have these permits in place by mid-July, so and when the construction does begin, for those around the summer and using the community center, again, like we said, please watch out for the posted caution zones of the construction zone going on when you're up using the facility. Yesterday, we had a CDD meeting, their monthly meeting. On the agenda, they reported that one of the board supervisors, Donald Pomerantz, resigned from the board, and he was replaced with John Minty to fill out his term. He also updated us on the continuation of the median landscaping upgrade project going along Pelican Marsh Boulevard. The last phase for upgrade is between Goodlet Frank Road and 41, and this landscaping is hopefully scheduled to start sometime in July. They're also putting a focus group together of residents that will be going over proposed designs and renderings for the new gatehouses that will be coming in the next year and a half. And once those renderings are ready to be shared, they will be announcing and planning to give us renderings in the to put up in the community center for display to membership so they can see what they would look like. They also reported that the sidewalk and valley gutter repair and replacement throughout Pelican Marsh Boulevard is currently being done and being performed, and hopefully will be done in the next 2 weeks. Lastly, they ended the meeting with some good news in reporting that the worker a few weeks ago that was mowing on the bank and fell into the lake and actually was pinned underwater and drowned, miraculously was rescued by rescue service workers and responding members of Pelican Marsh to save him. And now that he's been in the hospital, but now recovering and been discharged, is at home now, recovering. And he is hoping to get back to work, when he's all better. So it's a miracle. And the board just wanted to a big thank you to the emergency responders and those residents who helped in his rescue. So, it's good news. The number of members who signed up for the extended access to the gym continues to grow. We are now up to almost 400 residents. So it's good to see everyone taking advantage of this extra hours extended to access the gym in the early morning hours and evening hours and on holidays. And we also appreciate those who are using this service for their cooperation and following the rules and regulations of the gym. Lastly, we again always encourage all members to provide the foundation with their email addresses and other contact information to the foundation, and to also register on the Pelican Marsh website so we can keep everyone updated and current with all that's happening around Pelican Marsh. If you are not getting the email blast or have access to the website, please contact Linda or Monique in the office, and they'll be happy to assist you in getting signed up. That's my report. Are there any questions?
Paul, I have a question about the CDD officer slate, actually the replacement board member. Is that appointment through this November or the duration of the current members, the
I believe, and I'll double check this, I believe it works like the HOAs. He is appointed to replace that term when that term expires. So whatever that term limit may be, is for the remainder of the term.
Okay, thank you.
That's correct, Paul. That's how that works.
Okay.
Surprised they didn't make any notice to the public about that.
Good point,
Anybody
Jerry.
hear about this? It just happened. You know, we are the taxpayers that pay the salaries for these guys. Okay, they don't run a fiefdom over there.
Interesting point. Okay, there being no old business, we're going to move right on to new business. Point 9.1 is for new appointments, approval of member appointments to the fitness committee. The fitness committee has recommended appointment of Aaron Virgilio and Fiona Prentice as new members of the fitness committee. Board, I will now entertain a motion to appoint these two folks to the fitness committee.
I so move.
Second,
I second.
all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. 9.2, approval of member appointments to the Finance Committee. Finance Committee has recommended Paula Fetterman and Brent Smith to be appointed to that committee. May I have a motion to appoint these two people to the
I
Finance
so
Committee?
move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Opposed? Okay,
Steve,
yes.
we had two applicants, both of them highly qualified. We were looking for one, but since two qualified people came on board, we took advantage of the situation and put two additional people on.
The board did review the resumes of these two folks, and they are eminently qualified. We feel very fortunate to have them. 9.3, approval of the design review committee written report. Is there any discussion about this report before I ask for a motion? May I have a motion to approve the report as written?
I so move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the report is approved. Do we have any board member comments? Do we have any audience comments? Al?
On the landscaping of the campus, Jim and Jerry know how qualified John Vandenberg is. He's had an impact on this campus. Past, not only for the original design, but for the ongoing maintenance, specifically the Goodwood Franklin wall, which at some level, he stopped making comments because the maintenance level has fallen off on that wall. But he's a very, very, very qualified, valuable resource.
Thank you for that input.
It's John Van Over, by the way.
Vandenberg.
Vanover is the operations.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah, Vanover is the
Oh, okay.
operations manager for the CDD. This is
Yeah,
resident.
he was the chairman of the Naples Botanical Gardens.
Oh,
He's on the
okay.
board of
Sorry.
one of the boroughs up in Wisconsin, Neck Botanical Gardens, and he spent his life, he was born in Holland, and he spent his life cut flowers, et cetera, really qualified. Vandenberg.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other comments from residents? No?
Anything on Zoom?
No Q&A on Zoom.
Excellent. Okay, so the next meeting will be is scheduled for July 15th. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
You beat the record.
Michael.
Sure it is.